Oko shepi and then G, le kushile kwa sa. Oshepi, fly for your man there. It is late. I never.
We no go sit down the look. Make them pour our girls. Everybody, we rise up. We no fighting, we just up. No be so. No be so. We gonna share every day. People just show. Full family was white fat Fulanis. So Jackie boy used to call them terrorists. We touch them the kanu, you go cause war. We touch it on the bow, you go cause war. Makana Prugo no Nanga Wanelua. Nanga when you find for another. It's not the time we go change up for them. Change up for them, tell them we know this. When you go Kulia Poku Apakuya, they might not tire Apayo. Igbo people happy mountain alive. IPOB happy put alive. We no go sit down there.
Purchase your tracks today.
Make them come kill all of us. We no go sit down there look. We no go take our life. We no go sit down there look. Make them stop the house like us. We no go sit down there look. Make them come rebel our girls.
Purchase your tracks today.
Instead of up, they take us down. Instead of right, they take us left. Buru the change. They promise to change, but we no see the change. Why you don't let BIAFRA go? Are you not tired of killing them? There's not the time we go send up for them. Send up for them, tell them we don't be zombie. We no go sit down there look. Make them come kill all of us. We no go sit down there look. Make them come check our legs. We no go sit down there look. Make them stop the house like us. We no go sit down there look. Make them come rebel our girls.
C'est la personne.
Hello, dear friends, good evening. Welcome to the program. I want to say thank you very much for being part of this wonderful evening program. I want to welcome each and every one of us. My name remains Mazi Patrick DK. We are on BTV. We are on my channel on Facebook and on YouTube. We are also on Black and White Web TV and Doneto Bibo. I want to say welcome to the program. While we wait for Mazi Solomon and Mazi Zeji to join us, I want us to take a short break, and we will be back. We'll be right back.
This is from Biafra's Got Talent. We are letting Biafrans know the reason why we should remember those who gave their life for us, those who died, that we may live.
You died to end my suffering. You died fighting for my freedom. Your blood is the seed of redemption. You are
no wrong for them. Military shots at them. 67 to 70, we remember them. 2016, 38 May, memories still deep in our mind till today. Wonder why they refuse to publicize the genocide. The world media turn blind eyes to our plight. It's time to arise, land of the rising sun. Let's rise one more time, let's rise.
Yo, we will never forget our fallen heroes. Those who gave their life for us. Onitsha massacre, Iwata massacre, Aba massacre. We remember you. Alright.
Tell them I thought that day. Remember when me tell you say I thought that day. Yeah, I remember that one that called us a Bruce Mero. Like a papa nuku, but them they were bonito. Me tell you what I look pandi, what pandi samiro. Me tell you what I day. For me that all and the rest of man I tell you what I am. Me never give up. Me tell them
I want to promise you something today. We must fight together. No retreat and no surrender. We must hold them down till the end of time. The most important thing is that we will restore Biafra. May your soul rest in peace.
And I look up to the sky with tears in my eye. For other Biafrans and for freedom had to die. We will never forget you as the days go by. You are always in my heart, we'll never be apart. They fought for our freedom. They died for our freedom. They fought the Nigerian soldiers in the war front. Without food, without guns. For our freedom, for our life, for our own good, for our children. We love them, our heroes. We want them.
My heart bleeds when I saw them slain. Where will I be now if not then? They will remain indelible in my heart forever, 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 and ever, and ever, and ever.
We serve in your plantation, and the way you paid us back with your bloody starvation. We play in our history that the death of my people is a mystery. No going back to get to a victory. I had a voice now call for vengeance. I never get bummed, I'ma blow like a vengeance.
Yo, we will never forget our fallen heroes. Those who gave their life for us. Onitsha massacre, Iwata massacre, Aba massacre. We remember you. Alright.
Where will I be now if not you? You died at Mali.
They were starved to death because of our freedom, and they paid the debt for our freedom. Flag high for those that died in the genocide, fighting for you and I. There is pain in our heart, we bleeding inside, tears in the eyes, so I'm falling here.
This is for my fallen heroes. Give them a motivation, people. It's like I'm looking at myself in the mirror. Cause to be a cast, I need to be a nurse. If we did not retire,
They paid the ultimate price. They died for me, for the freedom of my unborn child. We live for the legacy.
Yo, we will never forget our fallen heroes. Onitsha massacre, Iwata massacre, Aba massacre. We remember you. Alright. Yo, we will never forget our fallen heroes. Onitsha massacre, Iwata massacre, Aba massacre. We remember you. Alright.
Yeah, you're welcome back. We continue to remember our fallen heroes on a daily basis. It's not something that should come once in a year. It is something we must remember because that will help to reinforce our sense of belief, reinforce our sense of commitment in this struggle. I want to say thank you and welcome back. We continue from yesterday's episode discussing the ill treatment, the extraordinary rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya back to Nigeria, the continuous ill treatment in detention. As we know, in the last few hours, there have been a court proceeding as regard to the violation of his right in custody. Our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have taken the director of DSS and the Malami, the Attorney General, to court over his right violation in custody. So we'll continue to keep tab on the developments. But this evening we want to talk about his extraordinary rendition. I will be talking about the security situation in the north, and we'll also be talking about the new development today where the federal government is now begging the Western world. They are pleading with the Western world, begging them seriously to tag the indigenous people of Biafra a terrorist organization globally. So we'll be talking about that and how they wanted to use Anambra, this past Anambra election, to perfect the plan of, achieving that aim, but it didn't work. So we'll be talking about that. We miss Mazi Chukwuemeka Ezeji. And Mazi, you're welcome to the program. Good evening. While we wait for Mazi Solomon to join us in the next few minutes, I want to welcome you. Mazi, welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you, Mazi Pat. And good evening, Biafrans. I hope I'm coming out clear.
You are coming out very clear and clean. No hitches at all. You're welcome to the program. Yesterday, we had a discussion and we talked about the situation, the security situation in the north and how the north is being devastated right now. In fact, as I'm talking to you, there is a petition that is going on right now, calling the people of the world to come and save the north. This petition is being put together by Aisha Yusuf. I came across it this evening where he's promoting and asking people to sign the petition to save the north. That is to tell you the level of devastation, the level of destruction that is going on there. We talked about, we saw the movement of people from one place to the other. But today we'll still be playing fresh clips. Northern youths are even crying on the street, begging for security. The clip is all over social media, but we're going to bring it forward and analyze it in our own way. And we can tell you that the North have completely lost it. And what they want to do now is to find a way to, bring this insecurity down to us. That is why they sent also the military to continue abating their crime. And we also have Al-Zazaki, who said that no difference between Nigeria security and terrorists. I'll be reading out these articles as this program moves forward. As it moves on, I'll be reading two articles. The federal government of the zoo, Nigeria, urging their Western allies to tag IPOB a terrorist organization, and El Zazaki also confirming that there's no difference between the Nigerian security forces and terrorists. So I'll be reading it. Then we have a lot of work in our hand this week, and we need to make our people understand the need for everybody to be awake, because time for complaint, time for backbiting should be over by now. Mazi, do you have anything to say before we proceed?
Not really. We come to do justice to the topic that we have today, and then to educate our people and also update them about the current situation of things in Nigeria. Because without some of this exposition and educating our people, some of them, they want to go and
Mazi, you are with us. Your life, Mazi Solomon, your life. Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, Mazi Patrick. What really happened is that I just pick up the toothpick and I say, let me just remove something from my teeth.
Yeah, no, but
My mind
it
was
just
busy. My mind
lacha
was
siaka.
busy
Is it
Mazi,
you a fachieze? I say lacha laka. So we have to,
no,
no,
it's
because
not
you
from
know
that
when people
aspect.
see us, they think we don't have our private lives. You know,
No.
they believe we are just in the media, that we are ghosts. We are not ghosts. We are like every other human being. We make
Thank
out
you.
our time to bring some of these things and make all the ultimate sacrifices, presenting ourselves as a sacrificial lamb for this journey.
Mm.
Mazi, you are quite looking better today than yesterday.
Yes, because I'm using a laptop today. It wasn't a phone, so it's more better with the laptop.
I think
Yeah,
so.
it's just like my wife was busy with the laptop yesterday. I couldn't use it, and the system in the office is not connected. So that's why I try to manage the phone. But as time goes on, we will get better. Don't worry.
Thank you very much, Mazi. I know what you can do. I want to encourage our people who are following us to share this program. Please, share this program, make it go around. Continue to share this program. I want to see many of our people joining us in this program. Mazi Solomon, there are two articles I would want to read, and when finish reading these articles, I will also want to play some videos. It depends if we have the time. If not, we'll come back tomorrow and continue. But let me read the first article by Tribune newspaper. No difference between Nigerian securities and the terrorist Al-Zazaki. The leader of Islamic Movement of Nigeria, IMN, Sheikh Ibrahim Al-Zazaki, has accused the Nigerian securities of appearing like terrorists while on mission. The Islamic cleric who said this at the 6th anniversary of Zaria massacre accused the Nigerian army of killing over 1,000 of his followers in Zaria and took away their bodies. Exactly what happened in Lekki. People were killed and their bodies taken away. Men in uniform are sent to unleash terror on people. Soldiers, policemen, and secret police who do not wear uniforms. In fact, nowadays they even wear terrorist garments, meaning they hide their own faces in the same way terrorists do. Just like you see the unknown gunmen in our land today, where a police have killed a DSS officer to now discover it was killed an unknown gunman to discover it was a DSS personnel who dressed, like an unknown gunman. This is what Al-Zazaki is trying to point out. The state has become an instrument of terrorism, that it has taught the people to be violent. People have been forced due to circumstances to become violent because the state has become violent. We are talking about rights. We have to understand that this society can be in order unless this society can be in order unless those in authority respect the right of other people. Those in authority think they are the law, or rather above the law, that they can take the life of anybody at any moment. They care about no amount of talk. Yes, preaching or advice. They don't take advice. They don't, no matter even the one we are talking here, they don't care, but we'll keep talking. They don't simply care. They are indifferent to what happens to other people, he said. He said in Nigeria, the right to life, which is fundamental human right, has been taken away from the citizens. 100% correct. This right to life, including other rights, is enshrined in the Nigerian constitution, which those in authority always swear to protect. They swear in the holy book. They believe in Quran, the Holy Quran, and the Bible. Alas, we find in present society today the right of life actually taken away. Those in authority think that they have the right to take the life of anyone at any moment. Extrajudicial killings have become an order of the day. Instruments of law enforcement that are employed to protect the law to protect the law are now being used by those in authority to violate the law. See what is happening now in the society, in which everybody seems to be in a state of fear, including those in authority. Of course, because they will never have peace if other people are not in peace as well. So the most important right which everybody must protect is the right to life. You don't have the right to take the life of others. You don't even have the right to take your own life. Nobody has the right to commit suicide. You can't have the right to commit abortion, because if your mother had aborted you, you would not have been alive. Nobody has the right to take the life of anybody. Similarly, there is this right of environment, there is right of, and he continues. He continues quite a long. But Mazi, we see what is happening. Most of the things he's saying are things that are happening up north. And we also see the same trend in Biafra land, where security forces are operating. As we are talking right now, there are some communities in Imo State who are under siege in this moment. Military killing people, shooting aside, anything standing. Even killing women, children, anybody thing that moves. Mazi, what do you have to say about the Al-Zazaki? You know, he's not out of detention, so he has the right to speak now, and he's, you know, he has continued on that part of criticism.
Who is not even crying in Nigeria? Okay, before I go ahead this morning, I need to introduce myself for people who are joining us for the first time. It's good you share these very programs. Yes, you welcome yourself, welcome your friends and family. My name is Solomon Peter, and we are here again to do some certain analysis, and also a way of educating our people and bringing everybody to some certain level of understanding that will enable you into human development. So, as I was saying yesterday about our struggle for Biafra, that our struggle for Biafra is supposed to be an educative platform, a human empowerment, and a human development. And how do we come to that very point is what I'm going to break down before I come back to what Ezezaki is saying, because everybody is in the position of Ezezaki. It's not a new thing, but this is a confirmation when we begin to say things and when we begin to analyze. And it's a confirmation to what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has told Nigerians and has told Africa and has told Biafrans. So it's a confirmation to the message that have already been on the ground. That's why we try to go around all these things, so that you can be able to understand that as they talk, they happen. So if you are living in the world where you have people who has told you one thing per time, and it all happened the way they tell you, and it's all happening the way they tell you, that simply means that you should be able to develop an understanding around what those people are trying to tell you more. So that is where we are in now. So I'm saying that the struggle for Biafra should be a struggle for empowerment, for human empowerment, human development. You know, it should be a revolution, because when you said a revolution, people always think that it is time to kill people, bomb building. No, there is several revolutions which is the process of human development, a process of human development. So now when we talked about the struggle for Biafra, it should be a struggle that impart knowledge. It should be a struggle that develop human. It should be a struggle, a kind of a struggle that empowered human being. So where did we come at that is this. Now, when we are talking about the struggle of Biafra, like one of the questions I need to treat from people who always comment from the comment section: action. We need action. We need action. Now, what does action entails? The actions entails in this very struggle for Biafra, you should be aspired. You should be aspired for one thing. What are that particular things that you are aspired on right now? Are the result of this struggle for Biafra? You see that so many people in this struggle for Biafra has been inspired in the music industry. Music industry. They have been inspired in music industry. Some people, because of the struggle of Biafra, has been inspired to be one of the doctor, to be one of the well-trained defense person, or you can say a military person. Some people have taken different courses and different training to skill because of the struggle for Biafra. So this is what Biafra is all about. Providing solution. What solution can you be able to provide to society? What solution can you be able to provide as an individual to improve the life of the next person standing behind you, or the life of the next person standing in front of you, or even behind you? What skill, what decisions have you taken? What decisions have you taken to empower yourself, to unveil yourself, to even subject yourself? Let's take, for instance, you see the decision that mazi Nnamdi Kanu has took one day in his life to be able to stand out for the struggle for this very Biafra, and he gave all to it. He gave all to it. This is what, and he gave all to it. This is what the struggle of Biafra is all about. You get inspired on one thing. You get inspired on one thing and you stand on it, and you develop yourself as a human being in a capacity on that your decision. In a capacity in that your decision. We must know that Biafran did not gather, the whole Southeast and the whole Biafran did not gather to go to mazi Nnamdi Kanu's house to drag him out or to call him out. Come and lead the struggle. Come and broadcast in Radio Biafra. Come and be the leader of IPOP. Nobody dragged him out, but it's a decision based on the struggle. That is what the struggle for Biafra brought upon him individually, and he made a decision to be able to develop himself onto that very capacity as to be useful to his people, as to be useful to the millions of people who are sympathetic and are his followers today. So now when I talk about what the struggle of Biafra should be all about for people who are asking for action, and yet they are not standing out, they are not making decision, there is nothing, there is no journey, there is no particular course that they have taken individually as to what the struggle has brought upon them, and still they want action. Where will action come from? Because there can never be action without a skill. Now you are asking for action, but for the course of this very struggle, you have not taken any decision, you have not taken any stand. You cannot even say that I am making everything possible to be a lawyer, or to be a doctor, or to be a defense person, or one skill or the other. You have not even made a decision, but you want action. Where will action come? Because there would have not been action if mazi Nnamdi Kanu in his room, in his tiny room on that day, if he did not come to the decision to take the journey this way that he took it, he took it today, we could have not heard of him. He could have not made any contribution. So the struggle for Biafra is all about human empowerment. And when you think about the Biafran, when you think about Biafran's struggle, when you think about liberation of Biafran, restoration Biafran country, you should be thinking of what can I do? What can I do to improve myself as to be
because it requires a lot of human. It requires a lot of human capacity to execute the job. You know, I have
exactly.
seen people
I know that I have taken your time to do this, but
yeah, go ahead, no problem.
I want to learn to the questions which you have thrown to me as regard to what Ezezaki is saying, talking here. Now, I say that this is the position of almost everybody in the country today. Everybody in Nigeria, this is the same positions they have find themselves, because Nigeria has become a failed state. It has become a failed state. And these are all the signs that you need. These are all the signs that you need to see for you to be able to understand which state has failed. It's a result of the failure of Nigeria as a state that today everybody are in the side of
the symptoms are all over the place.
Yeah,
The
crying out
symptoms are all
for
over the
insecurity, crying out for people disrespecting fundamental human rights, which are the things that they are practicing today in keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in DSS dungeon. These are part of it. These are what they are practicing by going as far as Kenya to do extraordinary renditions of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. These are all results that when the state cannot be able to subject themselves under the rule of law, that when state cannot be able to maintain their law, when state cannot be able to even to maintain the treaty they sign with other nations, then these are the sign of failure. And that is what Ezezaki is trying to push out here, that as the result of the failure of Nigeria, human life has become useless. Human life has become no value in Nigeria. That even the people you claim to be trained as military or trained as a police, they have no regard for human life, because there is lawlessness, there is failure of the government and the failure of the agent of the government. Thank you, Mazi. Let me just take it like this. So that
thank you very much. We saw in the situation of the extraordinary rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu how the state, the Nigerian state, acted, with this impunity, crossing their border to go and perpetrate insecurity in another country. So they are not, the question of the insecurity now is not even a local problem that they have created for themselves. They have transported it. They have exported this insecurity by going to Kenya, kidnapping people all over the place. So it has becomes a transnational issue, because the failure of Nigeria, that is what we said, that the failure of Nigeria is going to be the failure of the whole of Africa. And we can see that failure in the way they went to Kenya. They didn't even obey the law of Kenya. They went and abducted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They didn't bother to go through the judiciary in Kenya. They took their failure to Kenya. And that is why we are saying that the African Union must intervene to resolve the Nigerian crisis through the demand of the indigenous people of Biafra for referendum to be conducted. Because the criminality of the Nigerian, these individuals that are running this government, they have transported this criminality from Nigeria to Kenya. As Azaki said, that even the military, the police are now putting on the regalia of terrorists, Boko Haram and bandits, killing people. And we saw that in Imo State, where an unknown gunman was killed. And they later discovered that he was a DSS agent, because DSS have turned themselves to unknown gunmen. Mazi, there is an article I want to read that is very, very important. And I'm happy that you're here. Unfortunately, Mazi, I hope he returns back soon. Mazi, can you hear me?
Yes, I am with you.
I know you are going through the comment section. I want to read this article. FG urges Western allies to declare bandits, Boko Haram, IPOB as terrorists. President Buhari, senior advisor on media. This is from Legit News. President Buhari's senior special assistant on media and publicity, Garba Shehu, said the government has urged the Western allies to declare these groups as terrorist organizations. Garba Shehu noted that the government was doing all it can to arrest the wanton killing going on in the country. Shehu, however, pointed out that Nigeria's situation isn't so unique, as other African countries too are also experiencing the same level of killing. Where in Africa is experiencing the level of killing like in Nigeria? No other place. FCT Abuja call has gone out from the federal government to Western allies on the need to declare bandits as well as Islamic sect. As Azaki again Boko Haram as terrorist organization. This day report that the federal government on Sunday, December, all the Western allies to declare bandit Boko Haram and indigenous people of Biafra as a terrorist organization. Gathered legit NG.ng gathered that the call was made in statement by the president's senior advisor, assistant of media and publicity, Shehu Gaba noted that the declaration would reduce the fund allocation of the group. Mazi, in Anokwa.
Yeah. I'm following.
You know that this issue of fund, this issue of the IPOB fund have been the target for a very, very long time. And they have, tried to prompt up people from within to target the IPOB fund through accusations, left, right, and center. Now the issue of the fund, have come again. That is to tell you that most of the things that you see happening today within IPOB, that there is an external hand, coming from somewhere. Accusation, trying to destroy the funding and all that. Commenting on the country's security issues, he said he will do all within the power to put an end to the killing throughout the country. Akokowa. Mazi, the federal government had declared Boko Haram and IPOB as terrorist organization and eventually got a federal high court in Abuja presided over by Justice Taiwo to also declare bandits as terrorists. Western allies must partner with Nigeria in areas of trade and investment. Let me return back. Mazi Solomon. Now, when the Directorate of State not lifted because there was never a time they placed any whatever sanction or whatever on Anambra. When they came and made their stand clear on Anambra election, so many people did not understand where they were coming from. And because they failed in that attempt, now they are not coming out because the intention was that Anambra State would have been an avenue, a perfect avenue for what we are seeing today. So they didn't even need to urge the Western, they wouldn't need to beg for it. What they would have done is to provide evidence where the federal government, unknown gunmen, the federal government terrorists, like Azazaki said, must have carried out the killings of our people and said that it is IPOB that was enforcing election boycott. Mazi Solomon.
Yeah, Mazi, I think we have dealt with that decisively in this very program. Then I don't, to me, I was coming to this program and I don't want to restrict it down towards leadership of IPOB. I want a wider view of what is actually transpired that led to what Nigerians are facing today. So that people from there, because if you don't know where rain starts beating you, you might not equally know where it stops. And if you did not read the mistakes of the past, then it will repeat itself in the present. And that is why we want to go wide, to make people to understand that this thing that you are seeing today is not something that just happened today and you are seeing the result immediately. It is something that has accumulated in the past. It is the mistake, is that the result of the mistake that so many individuals like you or like me, who did not calculate well, who did not see well, who are very primitive and who are short-sighted, and the people who are biased, because the angry people, biased individuals, they are still making decisions today. They are still deciding for the future of one or two people. At the end of the day, you discover that their decision, they put people into a perpetual situation, a perpetual condition, with their short-sightedness, with their limit, with their limit understanding. So that is why we are opening up this discussion so that people can be able to understand the depth of what has happened in the past that actually brought what is happening today. Okay, so now coming to the issue of Nigeria, IPOP is one thing. The most important thing in this journey for the struggle of Biafra is that we are very, very opportune to be under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi, who devoted himself to impart knowledge, understanding, eyes opening. He's not like people you have seen in past who just came and they pick arm against the nation in liberation. No, he started his own way of liberation by first of all laying the foundation of knowledge, understanding, trying to empower human, knowing that it's very, very important that the only success you can have in the journey of revolution or in the journey of restoring a country is the ability you have to impact people with knowledge and understanding. Then everyone are wise, everyone's eyes are open, everybody knows what to do per time. So these are the situation of IPOP. We know how to detect our enemies. We know how to detect the lie because Mazi Nnamdi has sat us down in Radio Biafra and has indicated every one of us. Anybody today who has been deceived by what is happening is just allowed himself to be deceived. All the necessary knowledge, understanding that you needed to possess as an IPOP member, as a Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi has leashed it out. And so many people also, broadcasters in Radio Biafra, have taken the same step. To educate people, to enlighten Biafrans, that only by this level of enlightenment we can be able to have our freedom. We can be able to have our liberty. So, but we want to expand from what we know to what has happened that people were not aware that brought them to where they are today. It's very, very important so that we should not be allowing the mistake of the past to continue in the present, or else we will remain in a perpetual bondage. I want to start from Igbo land. Now, you know that there is an accusation finger pointing to British, pointing to Britain, pointing to Fulanis, that they are the one who invented divide and rule. No, divide and rule was discovered in Igbo land, was discovered in the entire East. And then the British, they took it and developed it. They took it and developed it and said that this is the best way to keep people separate and they continue to rule them. Ask me, how is divide and rule? How is divide and rule invented by Igbos? Now you discover that in Igbo land, you will see that from one community to another, there is from this community to the other community, there is a kind of autonomous. Everybody struggled to be on his own. Now, what did they do? When a man gives birth to a child, the moment that child has his immediate family, he will like to separate from the major family. Do you know that in my own family, we have our father's big name? But do you know that my uncle's children, as they just grow, they want to leave that big family name and they answer their father's immediate name, which myself, I refused.
Of course, such a thing was also introduced in my family, but
you understand? These are the instruments, these are the invention of divide and rule. Why did we keep that big family name? Because we want to unite everybody. We have to have a long time unity. We want to expand more and be a bigger family than reducing ourselves to a smaller family, whereby we are divided. We are divided. When you move from here, the person will say, I am not Igbo, I am a Jaw, I am this. But these are people which would have been one family, retain one family big name. So when the Fulani saw these divisions, when the Europeans saw these divisions, They develop it. Do you understand me? By the way, they will come to you, approach you, say, by the way, you are not an Anambra man. You are not from Anambra. Do you understand? They will come and say, by the way, you are not from Aboy. So they engage with this little local knowledge, and they develop it, and they use it to divide.
We are not even paying attention to those details. We didn't pay attention to those
we
details.
don't pay attention because do you understand? Now we didn't pay attention. They took these things and they develop it and they are using it. That is why it's working for them. Because if we have no such thing in us, they could have not been able to penetrate. It could have been a war for them to introduce the instrument of divide and rule. Do you understand?
Because it would have been a strange doctrine.
It would have been a strange doctrine. Exactly.
It's true.
Exactly.
Let's see if we can take some word from Mazi Chukwuemeka Zeji. Did you follow the federal government begging Western countries to tag IPOB, to declare IPOB a terrorist organization? Did you heard me read the news, Mazi?
Yeah, I think I overheard you. I think, am I coming out clear?
You are coming out very, very clear. Let me take it again. Well,
I know. I understand what you were saying because I was listening to the other of my phone. I had issue with this laptop or whatever. To declare IPOB terrorist organization, that was what DOS averted during that Anambra election. That's people who did not even understand the level of work DOS are doing and the chase they are playing with Nigerian government in order to, to be ahead of them. Had he been that sit at home during that Anambra election took place, by now, IPOB would have been, proscribed a terrorist organization worldwide. America is the first people to do that. America.
Because they were already waiting.
Yes, and they tweeted, mind you, a couple of days before that election, go and check the tweet that came out from the American High Commission in Nigeria, that any group of people who are going to, distort the election or whatever, they are going to, ban them from entering America. They are going to do this. They are going to do that. It's out there. So what did DOS did? They understood the game this Fulani terrorist government we are playing. Because how could you send over 100 and something thousand military people down to Biafra land? You say it's Anambra election. What type of election is that? And we saw them going to prisons, loading, prisoners, criminals, loading Almajiri people in buses, sending them down to Biafra land. What was their intention for doing those things? Had it been IPOB continued that sit at home, they would have unleashed hell on our people. And that killing, after killing our people, they will still turn around because they are controlling everything, controlling the media. You understand this? Whatever they write and give the media and say, go there and say it. The media in Nigeria, they will carry it because they are corrupt.
They would even be shouting that they are IPOB. Even the security forces will be shouting that they are ESN, we are non-government, we are, covering their own event.
Yes, and then our leader, because our leader is in their custody already. So what will he do? What are they going to do? They will contact all their lobbyists all over the whole world and say, okay, so television station or Sahara Reporter or channel television, they carry the news. It's an evidence for them because it's coming from Nigerian government. But DOS averted that danger to keep our people, secure.
Safe.
Yeah. So, but today, the Fulani you are talking about, are they ready for, like I overheard my brother Solomon talking about divide and rule by the Europeans because they came and picked it up from us and then developed it to their own way. What you have to ask yourself, The same Nigeria, they say we should stay in the same, they will tell you unity is a strength. The bigger we are, the stronger we are together, isn't it? So why not ask yourself, why can't, like I'm in Britain now, Scotland, Northern Ireland, Wales, and England, are there not 4 nations in one United Kingdom? So why didn't they force themselves, to remain under, say, only England, or to say to be only Scotland, or to say to be only Wales? But what did they do? Despite the fact they are the same blood, even the same, everything is in common.
They even speak the same language.
The same language.
They share the same culture.
The same culture, the same understanding. But still, because of little, maybe language barrier, language, distortion or different.
Or possibly also ideologies as well. Mazi, I think he's having network issues again. He's having network issues. I hope that he returns back. Mazi, we even saw, I was even coming out to say that even Ted Cruz is even proposing that Texas will go out of America because he do not agree with the ideology of the Democrats. I mean, you saw that happen. Mazi Solomon, before Mazi Ezeji returns back, because he was making a very, very important point there, you were saying something. And we were talking about how the Nigerian government already set up a system, already planned out on how the Western world would declare IPOB a terrorist organization. They already worked it out, and the plan failed. And now they are not coming openly now to beg on their knees, say, please. Mazi, what do you have to say?
Yeah, what is actually playing out there is that, we are on top of our game anyway. There is no way, there is no kind of trick that Nigeria will play to be able to get IPOB into that very spot in which where America has to see them as a terrorist group, or where any nation of the world has to see them as a terrorist group. The fact is that IPOB is local in every country of the world where they are, and they also participate in the local politics of those countries. Do you understand me? And we have an eagle eyes, a sharp eyes that always look beyond the present. So that is why, and this is what Nnamdi Kanu has taught us. So it is very, very hard for Nigeria to get them on that car. And because they have failed over all these years to be able to get IPOB to the point where other nations can support them into recognizing them as a terrorist group. That is why at this very point they have to beg, they have to plead, they have to go on their knees, because they have already feeling the frustrations. They have already come to understand that they are dealing with high intelligent individuals, and they have come to understand that it is difficult for them to prove the point in which they are pushing. And up to today, they have not stopped planning, because what they are doing as of this very moment, that they have went under to recruit our own people, to be able to be recruiting our own people, into their arrangement, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was arrested in 2015, remember, there is so many computer-generated freedom fighters, leaders of IPOB, and all that. They did all those, and they failed. Now, what they are doing is that they have went under, and they are recruiting so many numbers of people who are even our people. who have even something to do with IPOP at this very matter. That is why you see the leadership of IPOP being very, very articulative at this very moment, being very, very articulative, that even the people that are in the family, some of them has been affected with this Nigerian propaganda to bring the IPOP family in a positions where the world has to look at them as a terrorist group. But we are beyond that. And that is why...
Mazi, not that I want to cut you short. There is a point that Garba Shehu raised. He talked about IPOB finance, that it will help to curtail the financing of the indigenous people of Biafra because they understand the importance of finance in the struggle. And we see in these few days that there are people who are also internally attacking IPOB finance, telling people to start contributing because they accuse somebody of embezzling fund without evidence. Is it possible that we can put the dots together, Mazi? I don't know.
That is exactly what I'm trying to narrate here. I did not in any way excluded the member of IPOP. I said they have gone under to recruit even some members of IPOP, like what Dave Umai is doing in Aboi State. He said he wanted to float to Ebubago. The Ebubago that he wanted to float, he doesn't have people to do his Ebubago. So what he does is that using money even to bribe some of the small boy that went for ESN training. Do you understand me? ESN training. He bought them over to use them to spoil the good work that ESN
is doing.
Do you understand? And they will come with some certain evidence that look like truth, but mixed with lies, in order to paint wrong on ESN. Do you understand? And the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So these are all that Dave Umai is doing, and he thought he will succeed because he felt like he's dealing with less intelligent individuals. But he never know the brain, because their difficulties is that they don't understand brains behind IPOP. They are not the people you see their face in the media or the people that come to speak in the media. The brain behind IPOP is very strong, and the intelligent one indeed. Now, coming to the area of the finance, I said earlier in your program that the reason why they recruited people to start attacking in Nyanya and start attacking the finance of IPOP is that they saw it that is as the easiest way to collapse the movement. Because when there is no money to run the activities of IPOP,
as a result of the mistrust, and people are no longer contributing.
No longer contributing. So as the result of that, then they will slow down the movement. Then they will slow down the activities of IPOP. They have targeted it for long. And that is why when I see some people who say that they are Biafran presenters coming on Biafrans, coming out to call people names, people eat the money of ESN, all these things are typical lies. A lie from the pit of hell. A lie from the pit of hell. That somebody is in a position of finance and there was slow in delivery did not show that that person had the money. That person eat the money, or that person is trying to dodge the money. And the most of the jobs that are being done in IPOP are voluntarily. You don't tell me that when somebody is being tied down by the emergency in his family and you wanted him to deliver a report this evening and he's tied down by the emergency of his family, he was not able to do it for this week, and next week he didn't do it. Then the next upper week you tag that person that he has stolen the money, that he has eaten the money, without any proper investigation. You don't even know the challenges that persons are facing at that very moment. Like so many people who did not see me appearing with you here, they will thought maybe I get tired of coming, or maybe I don't have any other thing to
or
say.
maybe you have collected money from Garba Shehu and you have
Yes,
run away.
but they don't understand my immediate challenge, that there was even a time in those periods where I cannot even sit down to say one or two statements, even to my immediate family. That there was a time in those periods that I cannot even sit down with my families and discuss or chat, So these are just the thing. What they do is they recruit people which they think that actually these people has some link to the IPOP family. They recruit them. Do you understand? They recruit them due to some of them they are shallow-minded. Some of them they lack deep understanding of what even the struggle is all about, and they just recruit them to talk about things, put allegation on people without evidence. But we know where they are going.
Just like Nigeria is also putting allegation on IPOB without evidence. Now you are begging the Western world to declare IPOB a terrorist organization.
Exactly.
No evidence, no proof. Now, this same Garba Shehu, because tomorrow I'm also going to make a short clip of like 2-3 minutes, which I will encourage everybody to share, because I'll be reminding Garba Shehu that the Western world that you are asking to tag IPOB terrorist organization have IPOB families registered as legal entities. In this Western world that you are begging to tag IPOB terrorist organization are benefiting from the taxes that Biafrans are paying into these coffers of this government. You have professional IPOB members, Biafrans, working in US, America, all over the world, who have never had any criminal record whatsoever. They are well-known IPOB members by Western authorities, Western nations that you are begging, and there have never been any terrorism accusation or any act of terrorism from any IPOB members anywhere around the world. Mazi Solomon, I don't know if these people understand what, because if IPOB is all over the world and there have never been any act of terrorism on part of any IPOB member to their host communities that you are not begging to tag them, then how possible do you think that can be, Mazi Solomon?
Anyway, their target is not individuals. What they're trying to do is their target is on that name IPOP, so that they will distance those people who are, those people in those nations, like as you mentioned, those individuals. What they want is that they want them to distance themselves from IPOP. Actually, what they wanted to do is to single out Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to ensure the destruction of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to show that that nobody asks for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is exactly their target. So their target is to distance people. Like when they tag IPOP, a terrorist group, at that time, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was even doing some certain level of negotiations with the governors and some stakeholders, stakeholders. So he was having some meeting and the negotiation with them at that very moment. So, and they don't want that to continue. So what they did is that they put that tag in order to distance those people, those legal activities that IPOP can engage on. They will distance people from IPOP. So what they are trying to say, okay, if the world can, even if it's Malawi that will support them in tagging IPOP, a terrorist group, so that they can see a way they can push to make people to distance themselves, stop contributing to IPOP, and stop holding IPOP activities. So by that, they can be able to stop the movement. Do you understand me? They can, because they have seen IPOP as the only thing that have succeeded, as the only thing that have excelled. So they are looking at that way, that if we be able to put a tag that we criminalized the activities of IPOP. The genuine people who are working for IPOP and who are working under the umbrella of IPOP will start distancing themselves from that umbrella, and whereby they can be able to target Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and they see him as somebody who stands alone. Because they wanted, even at the point where he is at DSS now, they want him to be seen as somebody who is standing alone. You know, they are even surprised as they are seeing some elders, politicians coming to ask for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is a surprise to Garba Shehu. This is also a surprise to Malami and Buhari, because at this very point, even you see their Lai Mohammed, they come to say, we'll begin to arrest. All these things is just the fear they wanted to throw out there so that people can distance themselves. Do you understand? I don't want them
to be seen as suspects.
Yeah. So I don't want them to see me as sponsoring IPOP. But despite all this fear they try to generate, then people are still identifying and even more bolder before the national TV, you know, supporting IPOP and activity, defending IPOP in different categories. Even last time in our earlier programs yesterday, then even
an attorney general, retired attorney general, yes.
We are even defending IPOP even before ever IPOP will even issue a statement. You know, yeah, you will see these activities going on based that what they plan to achieve was not achieved. And if they cannot achieve it in Nigeria, which they are totally controlled and everybody is afraid of them, how do they think that they will achieve it in international stage? And even not even at this very time, which they have even rubbished themselves on going for extraordinary renditions. Now the world is using one eye to view them, because Nigeria has been involved in so many human rights violations
in history, of course.
So they have this history, so they cannot break that record they are seeking for. IPOP is the worst challenge that they are facing right now, and I'm telling you honestly that if people in Biafran land are very, very wise and know what IPOP stand for, everybody in Biafran land is supposed to give 100% support to IPOP. Now the leadership has proven it, that this is not a movement for small boy, that we are not using a small boy brain to reason or to think in IPOP, that we have a matured mind, we have a stable mind, and we have a leadership mindset in IPOP, and we have proven it. So the only thing that is left for people is to come out fully in support of what the IPOP stand for and what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stand for. And I can bet you that the people of the Southeast has proven it these days, that they are actually 100% behind Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, irrespective of the slaves who are the politicians, irrespective of what they think or what they reason, irrespective of what they feel. The people themselves has proven that we are solidly behind Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and they have not given up on that. And for you to know how strong they are is that they have done so many consequences. When they are being threatening, when the traders are being threatened by Obiano, they will seize your shop. They will mind threatening the traders. We will lock down your shop. We will seize your shop. We will sack you out from job. After all those threatening, yet the people, they still carry out their solidarity to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They still carry out their solidarity to IPOP. That simply shows the level of firmness that these people have already stand on, and it is unbreakable, because as the days goes, then the leadership of IPOP keep proving to everybody, inclusive, that they are after the safety of everyone in Biafran land. That does not stop the fact that the killing are still going on in Biafran land, kidnapping, adopting, and so many negative things still happening. Irrespective of that, the IPOP continue working tirelessly doing everything on their reach to make sure that these activities are being curtailed. And we know, like, it's not something that will happen automatic because they are still in the control of our territory. They are still involved in our day-by-day activities. So it is easy for them to be able to do those activities of kidnapping and the killing. But the IPOP leadership has remained strong, actively on the ground, making sure that these people were taken from the foundation, making sure that all their plans are taken on the ground. They are taking action against their plan on the ground. And that is why today you discover that they don't have grip anymore in the media. When they are talking on the media, people will be laughing at them because nobody believes them. Somebody is doing the job. Nobody believes them anymore. When something happened today in the Southeast, people will come out and tell you that this is the movie acted by Nigerian police and army. Do you understand me? That is a dent to them, because when you looked at that institution of army or institution of police, it's supposed to be an institution of integrity. That anything they say they don't do,
a sacred and well-respected institution.
Yes.
But today they have involved themselves in propaganda, where they have to bury IED on the ground and make accusation. They bury, snap the picture and bring it to the world. There ESN have buried IED, explosive device on to kill people. Propaganda. The Nigerian army have now involved themselves in 100% propaganda, trying to sell their lies to the world, because they think that the IPOB or the Biafrans have dominated the media. So they themselves to want to see if they can have a share of that, because they have always accused the Biafrans of being propagandists and all that. So they now want to prove that they can even do worse than, So, Mazi Solomon, we have just about 15 minutes or 18 minutes to close this program. There is a video clip I would have loved to play, but the time is too short. Is a video clip, a very unique one. I would have loved to play that has to do with security. And this video clip is coming from a very reputable person. I would want us to play this clip, give it a short analysis, so that when we come back tomorrow, we do more clips as regard to the insecurity that is happening, especially in the north. And, we'll just continue from there. Let's take this clip, Mazi Solomon.
I'll be very happy if anybody can raise up their hand and say, I can go to my area of constituents, my local government, and I can stay there in peace for 1 week. Who can do it here? Including our gatekeepers. Who can do it here? Including the Senate President, including the Speaker, that you are taking care of. What's the essence of you being a politician? That you cannot even move around freely. You cannot. Nobody. Do you think Abuja is only Nigeria? Or Lagos is only Nigeria? 36 states of this country. Some people are there, you left them, you abandoned them, and you are making laws and you are administering. What are you administering? I do not know. So let us talk to ourselves very seriously.
Yes, Mazi Solomon, I hope that he's back. We saw the Oni of Ife admonishing lawmakers, admonishing, admonishing the security agencies, asking them who among you can go to your village and sleep there overnight without having fear of criminality, of molestation, of insecurity. Mazi Solomon. You saw the clip, or do you want me to replay it?
Yeah. I watched the clips, and it has been out there in the media for a very long time. Now, that is just the situation. Like I said, everybody is in the same position, with Ezezaki, that the insecurity situation of Nigeria is very obvious. It's very obvious and it's staring everybody on the face. But let me tell you what this clip entails. What this clip is going to entail is that this is actually the real agenda of the Fulanis, which is going to come at the later end. And this is what they want to push to the south. In the situation where they're going to cause a very big, bigger insecurity, where everybody will be running away from their village, you will be afraid to attend to your village. And the Fulani will be in charge of your village, will be in charge of your community. You will be there afraid to go to bush and verify who is working in your land and who is occupying your land. There will be so much insecurities in Nigeria that people will prefer running away from Nigeria and leaving their land to Fulanis. This is a really strategies that will be used against Nigerians, against the Southerners. They are going to cause a very big insecurity in the upcoming future. I'm going to leave it at this very spot and we continue to analyze it and how this is. But bear in mind that this is what is going to chase you away from your village, from your community, from your state, that you will feel the presence of, you will feel so much the presence of insecurity. You will feel like it's no more secured for you to be here. It's no more safe for you to be here. And everybody will be running away because nobody has built anything as to resist the insecurity, apart from IPOP. Apart from IPOP. Apart from mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, who has built ESN formation to be able to combat terrorism, to be able to combat insecurity, a kind of security outfit. Because when you have failed to plan, you have planned to fail. Definitely. Now this thing is happening and what everybody is doing is to discuss about it, is to talk about it. Nobody is doing something. Nobody is doing something. If the situation gets worse than what you are seeing today, what have you prepared on the ground? What have you prepared? What foundations have you laid? Nothing. Now ESN are there. How far are you supporting them? Are you among the group of people who are ganging up to make sure that the effort of the leadership of IPOP, the leadership of IPOP under the leadership of mazi Nnamdi Kanu put together in putting the formation of IPOP, in putting the formation of ESN? Are you among people who are gathering to make sure that ESN did not succeed? To ensure that ESN were not financed? To ensure that that very effort is being destroyed? Are you among the people who are recruited to do that? You need to make U-turn, because very soon something bigger than what is at present today is going to happen, and you will have nothing to defend yourself. You will have nothing to resist the pressure, and you will have no option than to leave your land for the rest of the people who has planted and who has planned this, to use this very insecurity to be able to conquer villages, to be able to conquer communities and the state and overrun states. And these are the points which they are going to bring everybody that will be very, very disastrous. So we have already discussed these terms today, and I believe that the upcoming days, as we come back tomorrow, strong in the terms of letting you to understand how the North has been completely destroyed. We did not do much on that today due to where the discussion took us today, but I'm telling you, as we come back tomorrow, we are going to do more analysis on how North has been completely or totally destroyed.
Yeah, we'll be also playing clips, video clips showing what is happening. These are evidences that we gather from all over the place. And Mazi, you know, we promise our people will also be looking at the countries that surround the North. We are going to look at their economic value. We are going to look at their output, you know, their contribution in that region, you know, and look at the level of poverty there, and that how the poverty is moving in. Mazi, you know that when the issue of poverty and riches has to also do with your neighbors. If you live in a neighborhood of, you know, of where things are happening, definitely things will start happening for you. But if you live in a dry neighborhood, before you know it, you know, things will start getting difficult for you as well. So we have to look at, you know, that trench, that long trench of Niger, Chad, and all those areas, how they have been able to use their poverty influence to recruit young people into poverty, into terrorism that is ravaging all over the place today. Mazi Solomon, I want to say thank you very much. Thank you very,
That's
very
a
much.
very good point you have made. I believe that by tomorrow you will allow us to stay in that very direction so that we'll be able to open the eyes of the people so they understand the problem that is facing the North that is unrevisable at this very moment because of the mistakes of the past. And you see the situation of the people, you know, that actually they are forming alliance with you. We know that is so dangerous, is so troublesome, and there is nothing that will happen rather than then pushing those calamity from the north down to the south. And some of us will look at it today and say, when is he going to come down to the south? And but gradually they are already there on the ground. They are already there on the ground. They have made their ways. We are just talking about when they will totally overrun the south with all these calamities. And with one Nigeria, we will suffer it. We will suffer it too much. We will suffer it too much. So we need to know this problem. So we will begin to, every one of us will begin to build a resistance to it. We know who you need to support, who you need, what you need to do at this very time. Stop saying every time people are broadcasting, you need action, action. Now we are going to open your eyes and you see that action is taking place immediately. It's only you that is not identifying with action because there is action here and there. And regarding our leader, there is something I want to tell people as we are closing this very, and the closing mark of this very program about our leader. Now, everything that is being done to our leader is being done illegally. And I want to point out for you, we will keep speaking against those things that are being done to our leader illegally. But you must also know that the only way to be able to relieve our leader from those things that they are being done to him illegally is to follow the judiciary system, legal system. We must follow it with every diligence. We don't need to make any mistake. Now, as a Biafran, anywhere you know that your help, your physical help cannot do much, please remember that your prayer can do more on that very aspect. Stop thinking beyond what you can do, what you cannot be able to achieve, or what you cannot be able to do. Anywhere your physical activities cannot help, your prayer can do more. Support Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going through torture, is going through pain, of which there is people who did not receive even slight of such things that he went through, and they give up, they died, they passed away. But what is sustaining Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today might not be completely your physical help. It might be your prayers. So why not pray more for him? Why not pray for him more? Why not commit him more in prayer? Knowing that there must be a period to complete this judiciary process or legal process. There must be a period to complete it. And within that very period, we might hear of so many pains and so many ill treatments that our leader is going through. But since your physical person, your physical help cannot do much on that very aspect. Please learn how to pray. Learn how to pray. There must be a time in your life when you will know that actually there is nothing you can do by yourself to change the situation or to change the circumstances. So at that very point, what do you think you can do best? Who do you think you can talk to? Who do you think you can call upon? Who do you think that is everywhere, that can go everywhere and do anything that is supposed to be done? And that is what your prayer can do. That is what you waking up, before that you are sheep, before that you are religion. This is the time to prove actually your religion or prove what you believe. So you need to continue praying for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In that area where you cannot help physically, pray for that. Pray that God will sustain him, that will sustain him in the aspect of them not giving him food, in attempt to give him poison, that even the Bible says that we will drink a deadly thing, but it will not hurt us. I always come to this very program and I tell most of you that the apostles, the people who push out the gospel of Jesus Christ, they died as if there is no God. Some of them were killed as if there is no God. They brought out their neck in the public. They're about to cut it. People are thinking God will come to heaven to stop it, and nothing was stopped. They die as if there is no God. But does it bring to the end of their mission? No. Even after their death, the power that was in the activities which they involved into keep on pushing the gospel all over the world. We must know and we must understand that where your hand ends is where God starts. We must continue to pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He understood what he is requesting for, because he knows that you can do just but little on your physical support. You can do just but little, but your prayer can do more. Your prayer can do more. So please continue to pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Continue to pray for his appearance in the court. Continue to pray for the legal team. Continue to pray for Biafrans that has been put in prison in different places in different places in Nigeria. Continue to pray for those people who are suffering persecutions in the hand of Nigerian militaries, in the hands of Nigerian government as of now, for just being a Biafran. You must continue praying for them where your physical help cannot do much. Please pray. It's very, very important. Thank you so much, Mazi Patrick. My name remains Solomon Peter. By tomorrow, we are coming out more stronger. Join us in the program.
Mazi, thank you very much. Thank you for being part of this program. Thank you. Hope to see you tomorrow. Biafrans, I want to say thank you for your patience. Thank you for being part of this program. We spent almost 1 hour, 30 minutes. This program is just an hour, 30 minutes, and we are there already. Please help us share this program. Let it go around. Let it go around. Share it in every platform as much as you can. Until I see you guys tomorrow, my name remains Mazi Kem Patrick DK, and I want to say have a wonderful night and God bless you all.
Obodo kenenu Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu, Amadike. Kanyi kenebenu Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu, Amadike. Amadike Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu, Amadike. Ika bugondilo yo, Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu, Amadike. Nnamdi Kanu, Amadike. Biafra
Nnamdi Kanu Ọhamadike
Odogwa na-ebula buke
Nnamdi Kanu Ọhamadike
ike agwụgo ndị loyi
Nnamdi Kanu Ọhamadike
ndị loyi na-achọzi udo
Nnamdi Kanu Ọhamadike
mana oge zugo
Nnamdi Kanu Ọhamadike
ụmụ Biafra gana
Nnamdi Kanu
anyị
Ọhamadike
ikolobia bi n'obodo a mmadụ anọzikwa ya egwu ndị ikolobia Biafra bala anyị obele nwa onye fara ibeku Chukwu zitere anyị ya Chukwu okike abịa ma zitelie ka ọ bịa tọpụ ụmụ Biafra na-abụ ka ọ tọpụ anyị na-abụ Naịjirịa Chukwu zitere anyị ya ma ndị ilofe ajụziri ajụ mana anyị nwekwa mmeri babụlụ obele nwa na 2015 ụbọchị enyanụ anyị wee bebe ife dị n'ime ya anyị wee jebe ụlọ ikpe chọbazie ndị mkpọrọ anyị na mkpọrọ ndị kpọchiri anyị ka anyị na-achọ anyị afụrụ ofe ọnụ n'ụwa gị marụ afa na-agbazi ọsọ na-achụzi ife